So now we're going to think about graded assistance, and graded assistance is simply providing the right amount of help for that person in that activity at that time. So this first clip will show us Barry, who's doing some painting. He's really concentrating there, isn't he? He's really engaged in it at that point.
He's really focused, and they both are. The team members' body language is giving that same message about let's look really closely at this. This is a brilliant example of the guidance through the object. So the team members holding the brush, and Barry is too, but the team members taking control to make sure that he's successful, that the thing is done and it's done well.
Yeah.
So the finished product looks good.
Yeah.
But he's not having to provide that what can be quite intrusive hand-over-hand support.
Yeah. One of the things that this does is it allows the person, when they've had enough, to let go, whereas if you're holding somebody's hand on something, it's a bit harder, a bit more of an effort, isn't it, for them to have to let go if they've had enough. Whereas here, Barry could at any point let go of the paintbrush if he'd had enough. Yeah.
So it's giving Barry that control, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
The whole thing.
How many do you want? You want to take them?
So again, here we see the member of staff holding, positioning so that Barry can serve his own strawberries. And this is something that often is missed as an opportunity for people, is serving their meals and serving their own food when it's on the table. It also allows him to choose how much he wants as well, doesn't it? We'll come back to that a little bit later.
What's your bread then?
Noticed how she moved the butter so that he was able to get some on the knife, and then she steadied the bread so he could butter it himself.
It's on there, look, Barry. It's on there, look as well.
I'm going to feed the fish.
What's great here is that they've been doing this for some time, and so this opportunity's been there, and they've been doing this for a number of weeks. And this is the very first time that actually he's fed the fish himself.
And the type of support we saw her using there was another type of support which we would sometimes call just demonstration. So she did it first, she fed the fish first, and then he effectively copied her and did it as well.
Don't have a seat now. You want to sit back down?
So one of the most common ways that we support people with profound and multiple disabilities is with hand-over-hand support. And it's really important that staff do that in ways that are sympathetic to the individual, so that they get that right for the person, that they don't actually take over too much, that they don't give too much hand-over-hand support so that they're taking away control, and that they can change their support on a daily basis given how much people need.
Okay. Notice how the member staff here is patiently waiting for her to have a drink. Waiting for her to be ready.
Okay, we're going to chop this up. Hold it, that's it.
And again, Suzanne is able to pull her hand away and go for another drink because of the way the member staff is holding the knife. So Suzanne has the end of it, but the member staff has her finger where she can put pressure on the knife to cut through the vegetables. And there's no sense of her forcing her to take the knife. She kind of is offering and supporting her to hold it, but without, kind of holding her hand very firmly on the knife, which can often be quite painful. This is Joe, and Joe is being supported to make a cup of tea.
In the cup.
Okay, so this is another form of hand over hand, but what he's doing is not supporting him directly on the hand, but moving down the arm. So again, less intrusive. It means that actually he's getting the support he needs, but it's not as controlling. It gives him more option to do it himself.
Yeah. And notice how he's letting him do as much as he possibly can himself to get as far as he can, and then he provides just a little bit of support to put the tea bag in the cup so it goes in the cup successfully.
He's kind of waiting there, isn't he? Ready to provide the support that's needed, but not offering it too early.
Yeah, absolutely.
Watch out, because that's a little bit hot. Pour a little bit of that white sauce on there.
So again, it's the least amount of support possible, but still hand over hand. So he's holding the jar more than Michael's hand, isn't he?
And spread it out a little bit with a spoon. Spread that sauce out a little bit.
And here he steps back and lets him do the bit that he can do using the spoon.
A little bit more there.
And then
That's
just
it.
steps in and guides a little bit with hand over hand.
Lovely.
But it's that waiting that's important, isn't it?
Yeah.
How much of it they can do themselves and then providing the right amount of support
Yeah.
to get them to move on and get the job done, be successful, but do it as much of it themselves as possible.